There's a truth you've been avoiding. It's not pretty. It's not motivational. It's not wrapped in comfort. Nobody's coming to save you. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not the government. Not your boss. Not some miracle opportunity. You're waiting for help that's never going to arrive. You're waiting for a hand to pull you out. But nobody's reaching. Nobody's knocking at your door. Nobody's going to read your mind and hand you the life you want. And that's not a tragedy. That's your freedom. Because the moment you accept that nobody's coming, you stop waiting, you start moving, you start building, you start becoming, you stop blaming the past, you stop waiting for the right time, you stop hoping for rescue, and you become your own rescue. You want a better life? Go get it. You want more money? Learn, build, sell, fail, try again. You want respect? Earn it when nobody's watching. You have to be the one who gets up when the alarm goes off. You have to be the one who chooses to keep going when it's hard. You have to be the one who believes in the vision, even when it's blurry. Nobody's going to drag you out of bed. Nobody's going to chase you to chase your dreams. Nobody's going to believe in you harder than you believe in yourself. Yes, it's hard. Yes, you'll feel alone. Yes, you wish someone would just swoop in and fix it. But no one is coming. And once you understand that, you realize something powerful. You were the hero you've been waiting for all along. The one with the power to change your story. The one who doesn't need saving. Because you've decided to save yourself. You know, sometimes I think back to when I was like 14. There was this one day. I told myself I was going to wake up at 5 a.m. and train, right? I set my alarm, hipped myself up, even laid my clothes out the night before. Then, morning came, alarm rang, and you know what I did? I rolled over and slept. And when I woke up later, I had this heavy feeling in my chest. Not because I missed some big opportunity that day, but because I realized I had let myself down. That's the worst part. It's not the world judging you. It's you, knowing you could have done more. That's why now, I keep telling myself life is literally a war between who you are now and who you're capable of being. And the crazy thing, no one can fight that battle for you. You can pray, you can wish, you can dream, but at the end of the day, your feet still have to move. And I get it, some days feel pointless. You work, you grind, you post videos, and it's like nothing's moving. But that's the trap. The moment you stop just because you're not seeing results yet, you've already decided you'll never see them. The truth is, the seed grows underground before anyone sees the tree. You're underground right now. People might not see your effort, but when you bloom, they'll think it happened overnight, and only you will know the nights it cost you. So, stop waiting for motivation to magically strike. It's not coming. You've got to drag yourself up on the days you don't feel like it. Because those are the days that count the most. And let me be real with you, no one's clapping for you right now. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be. If everybody supported you from the start, you wouldn't even value the finish. Silence is your training ground. The hate, the doubt, even the people who just ignore you, they're all part of your conditioning. Think about it, diamonds are made under pressure, but that pressure doesn't look pretty. It's dark, it's heavy, and it feels endless. That's where you are. And if you quit here, you'll never know how close you were to breaking through. One day, the same people who doubted you will watch you from a distance and pretend they always believed. But the difference is, you'll remember the nights you wanted to give up, the mornings you showed up anyway, the sacrifices no one would ever know about. So take this season personally. Take every small step like it's proof you refuse to be the same person as yesterday. Because when the results finally hit, you'll be unstoppable, not because you got lucky, but because you built yourself in silence while everyone else was asleep. Pressure has a way of making you feel invisible. You put in the work day after day, and it feels like nothing's changing. But here's what I've learned, the results are building in the background. Just like you can't see a tree growing day by day. But one day, you look back and it's towering over you. That's what's happening with you. I've seen it happen before. A friend of mine worked in silence for years, no recognition, no viral moments. Then, seemingly overnight, everything blew up for him. But it wasn't overnight. It was the years nobody saw that made the moment possible. So when it's quiet, when nobody's calling, when your work barely gets noticed, understand that's the most important season. That's when you're learning discipline, patience, resilience. That's when you're becoming dangerous. And when your moment comes, you won't just be ready. You'll be undeniable. Because you didn't just survive the silence, you mastered it. You know, I used to think someone would just show up one day and give me the secret. Like, maybe I'd meet this mentor, or my boss would suddenly notice me, or some random opportunity would just drop in my lap. But it never happened. I remember back in school, I had this project due, I kept thinking, someone in the group will handle it. You know what happened? Nobody did. The night before, I was the one rushing around, panicking. And that's when it hit me, that's life. If you don't move, nothing moves. Even at work now, I've got this friend who complains every Monday. Same problems, same situation, year after year. And I'm like, bro, at some point you have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and just fix it. Because if you're waiting for someone to motivate you every single time, you're gonna wait forever. Look, I'm not saying it's easy. I've had days where I just sat there staring at my phone, scrolling, knowing I should be editing, or reading, or working out and still doing nothing. But here's the thing, nobody was gonna knock on my door and say, hey, I made the decision for you. It had to be me. Life doesn't pause for you to catch up. Opportunities don't just stand in the same spot waiting. You either step up, or you get left behind. So if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Stop expecting a rescue mission. The person you're waiting for is you. And you know something funny about this whole game? It's when you start moving that things start moving for you. When you're standing still, nothing comes. No opportunities, no connections, no luck. But the second you take one step forward, you'll notice doors cracking open, doors you didn't even know existed. It's crazy, but it's true. Someone sees your work and suddenly offers you advice. A person you barely know introduces you to someone important. An opportunity you weren't even looking for lands in your lap. And you'll think, where was all this before? The answer? It was always there, it just shows itself to people in motion. But most people never get there because they're stuck. Stuck scrolling endlessly. Stuck waiting for motivation like it's a bus that's late. Stuck telling themselves they'll start when things calm down. They binge watch shows they don't even like. Play video games for just 30 minutes that turn into hours. Get lost in group chats that go nowhere. Days become weeks and weeks become years. Here's how you break out. You stop negotiating with yourself. Don't ask, do I feel like doing this? You won't ever. Ask instead, what happens if I don't? Sit with that. Picture where you'll be in 6 months. If you keep doing nothing that should scare you enough to move, convince yourself by creating proof every single day, even if it's small. If you worked out yesterday, work out today, so you can keep the streak alive. If you wrote one page, write another because you don't want to ruin the chain. Let momentum be your motivator, and you need a mindset shift. You are not waiting to become the person you want to be. You're already becoming them right now. Every action you take is a brick in the foundation of your future. You don't need to see the entire building, just lay the next brick perfectly today. Because the truth is, the world rewards the people who show up without being asked. And once you start moving, you'll wonder why you ever stood still. Let me tell you something you might not want to hear. If you move through life with this fake, I don't care attitude, if you treat your goals like they can wait, they will wait forever. And so will you. The clock won't stop just because you're moving slow. The opportunities won't sit there waiting for you to feel ready. People love to romanticize being unbothered, but being unbothered about your own life is just another name for losing. You can't claim you want greatness and then act like it's optional. You can't demand results from work you haven't done. You want to know why mindset matters, because mindset decides whether you drag yourself up when you're tired, or whether you scroll for an hour, convincing yourself it's rest. Mindset decides whether you make progress when no one's watching, or you wait for applause before you even start. Show up not just when it's convenient, but when it's the last thing you feel like doing. Show up when you're exhausted. Show up when no one notices. Show up when your progress is so small it's invisible to everyone else. Because the truth is, it's in those invisible days that everything is being built. You think success is some huge leap. It's not. It's 1,000 small, boring, uncelebrated steps that no one claps for until you've already crossed the finish line. And if you're too busy trying to look cool or stay chill about it, you'll never get there. The people who win aren't the ones who had more talent. They're the ones who refused to disappear when it got uncomfortable. They kept their eyes locked on the target when everyone else was distracted. So here's the reality: you either care enough to move, or you accept the life you have right now. Because nothing changes for the person who doesn't. No one is coming to drag you to your dreams. No one is going to call you every morning to make sure you're working on your goals. It's you, only you. And if that scares you, good, because fear means it matters. Now prove it.